Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about ethics in nursing. This presentation will have two parts. The first part we will talk about the introduction of ethics, and then we will talk about the applications of ethics of nursing. First, let we look at what is ethics. It is quite simple. We use the ethics to determine whether we did something is right or wrong. And there are four ethical principles like the autonomy, justice, beneficence, non-beneficence. Let we first look at the autonomy. There are some key points like the client should have the choices, and the client should be involved in, and the client should get the informed consent. And then the justice, which means fairness. The client will have their own right to choice and to have the right to access the service. Let's look at the beneficence. Before we give the treatment to our patients, we should ask her whether this treatment is helpful or not. We should adhere to national minimum standards of practice and use the current research and best practice to help our patients. After all of the steps, we should do some evaluation and get the feedback of our patients so that we can make some improvements.
Now, let me show you the applications of ethical of nursing. The first big ethical issue in clinical problem is malpractice. Every year, many more people are injured non-fatally by malpractice, and the cost of payouts for clinical negligence in the United States. Reducing the human and financial cost of medical errors is an ethical priority. Nurses have an ethical obligation to be open about and report their malpractice. The second one is confidentiality. Nurses have an obligation to keep their patients' secrets. The third one is informed consent. Patients and their families have not been fully informed about their treatment or clinical prognosis is a common ethical concern of nurses. And the last one is other border ethical issues. According to ANA, the top 3 nursing ethics issues as creating and maintaining an ethical work environment, nursing's role in social justice and moral distress and moral resilience. And another common ethical issues area is research. Before the preparation of a research, we should know the federal and state of the law and the state law clearly, and tap into ethics resources such as Belmont report and APA's ethics code. The next step is do the data collection, the consent process, ensure that individuals are voluntarily participating in the research with full knowledge of relevant risks and benefits. And next step is make a data analysis. We should respect confidentiality and privacy. Take practical security measures. And next step is reporting findings. We can think about consent before sharing data with others. And then the last step is records. The researchers should also consider an invitation to participants to review and verify the accuracy of any transcriptions derived from recorded information.
So we know there are so many problems. We will try to find some ways to help us solve these problems. We can do some. First, we should know the hospital policies and legal information, and then we should consider and ethical consult service. And also we can consider 3 levels of ethical engagement when reviewing a dilemma, and especially in the broad society level. And the last one is participate in the ongoing reversion of nursing code. There are 9 ethical provisions, and we should keep these 9 ethical provisions front of mind. The first one to third is to provide the fundamental values and commitments of nurse, and the fourth to sixth is to identify the boundaries of duty and loyalty, and the 7th to 9th is to describe the duties of nurse. So we learn so many things about the ethicals, because we know we would have some clinic hours, and some of you want to be a nurse in the future. So we should know something in advance to help us.